My 7-year-old son lost a tooth at the beginning of quarantine, and the tooth fairy had his $7 ready to go and waiting. He gets his age in dollars per tooth.
Nice.
Then,
man, when he loses a tooth at 35, cash.
Oh, boy.
A week into quarantine, he lost another tooth. I had no cash and wanted to stay at home. I reused the same $7 for tooth number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has another seriously loose tooth. I feel like if I use the same $7 for a third time, he may notice that the piggy bank, which is partially transparent and open top cup that used to house cotton candy, is not getting any fuller.
Oh, my God.
Do I tell him the tooth fairy is social distancing and grant him an IOU from the fairy? Just tell him the truth and tell him I owe him $14 at a later date?
No.
Is there a third option? That's from Tooth Fairy Troubles in Tennessee.
Hey, Toby, you got Venmo? Little Toby. It's me. Hey, it's me, the Tooth Fairy. You got Venmo.
Could you set up a barter system where it's the tooth fairy leaves a note that says, hey, banks are closed, wasn't able to get $7, but here is an unopened Blu-ray copy of the Hot Girl.
The retail value of which
is $7.
I assure you. I thought you were going deeper. I thought we were doing like $7 in like beads and shells. Just take it all the way back.
I got some shiny rocks from the garden.
There's also a version of this where you say, oh, sure, I could give you $7, or I could give you $20 of what I'm calling mommy script. And this is, you can exchange this for all kinds of things in the company store. We got a mug. We got pencil.
Could you talk the son into the idea that if he can just keep it in his head for a few more months, he'll hit 8, and that's an investment in his future. It's basically giving away money to let the tooth come out right now. Put some super glue in there.
Yeah.
Keep that bad boy cooking for a little bit while longer.
You could convince them to wager $7 in a rigged carnival game of your creation.
Nice.
You're saying the tooth fairy says you can have your money now, but you can keep the juice going.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
Yeah, try and knock over
Get a few points on it.
Try and knock over this bowling pin with this baseball. Oh, you didn't do it. Shit. Well, maybe next tooth.
Now, do you have a friend? This is me talking to the son. Do you have a friend with a loose tooth? Because if you can get that loose tooth, now that's when you're making the real money, right? And then if you can get that friend to collect someone else's loose tooth, now we're talking. I'm doing like a multi-level tooth fairy marketing kind of thing. Is that anything?
I think tooth transaction in these challenging times is pretty high up on the list of things not to do. I think I've seen that around.
Okay, what about this? The kid's 7, right? Just leave a credit card under their pillow. They're not going to be able to do anything with it, but they're going to feel like they just got a lot of money, right?
That's true. Yeah, it could be even like one of those fake credit cards that they put in letters to like trick you into opening it.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Dumb are fucking.
They're
fucking dumb are people.
Hey,
do they think? Hey, everybody! Hey, don't throw that away. There's a card in there.
That looks like the one I used to buy with using money on it.
You're throwing away money. It's a card.
Now, the Tooth Fairy left a note here, son, and it says that the Tooth Fairy didn't have $7 to give you, but the Tooth Fairy has opened up a line of credit in your name. And when you hit 18 and your credit age is over 11 years, you are going to be so grateful.
That's good. You could also be like, yeah, oh, wow, the Tooth Fairy left a little note here saying that they named a star after you. It's that one. It's that one up there.
Says this tooth was no good, didn't count.
Yep.
This tooth just didn't count.
Oh, gosh, it says here your room was too dirty. They couldn't find a path to your pillow.
Yeah, weird.
Man. Eventually, they're going to give them back the $7 they stole for tooth 1, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to imagine.
Okay. I think the way to go is the Tooth Fairy social distancing. They told me that they will return when everything is like you can't go to the store right now anyways, right? Maybe don't take that attitude. Hey, what do you need this money for?
I think that's great, Trav. It's a good thing right now to tell your 7-year-old kid that things are so scary and terrible that magic is dead. I think that's yeah, absolutely.
No, magic is not dead. Magic is being safe, Justin, as we all should be.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Because the
Yeah,
opposite
for
side of that
sure.
is you say, well, the Tooth Fairy came and gave you $7, but because the Tooth Fairy wasn't practicing good social distancing, they got sick.
But you
And
could also
now
just say-
we don't know.
You could also just say, hey, all dentists are closed. The Tooth Fairy is busy. There's just one of them. They don't have Santa magic. So, like, it takes them a bit.
Maybe this is a good opportunity when your son does notice the money is missing, because they will. Maybe it's a good opportunity to ask him about this fucking shitty Fort Knox that he's constructed to keep his cash safe. Are you kidding me? A cut up cotton candy container?
You're 7.
That's job. He's 7, but like, if you're gonna give someone money, they should at least have something better to put it in than like just like an old hole. Oh, this is like a see-through container.
Oh, don't
He's
misunderstand.
begging to be robbed.
Justin, I was saying that 6 is an appropriate age for like an old cotton candy. 7 in wall safe. What
Okay.
do you
Well,
do with
safe.
it?
It's possible that this is one of a series of dead drops that they have all throughout the neighborhood.
You just that's where you keep the daily cash, but you deposit it every night in a safe location. So you keep some cash on hand in case you need to do any like day-to-day transactions. But the real nest egg, well, you'll never find that, mother.
My kids have a perfect system. They store all their change in a giant pink crayon that is the loudest, heaviest, worst thing on earth. And it's a perfect way to keep it safe from me, because if I look at the crayon, I get so angry I want to put my head through a plate glass window.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect system.
That baby
It's
has a
perfect.
similar, she has a big soda bottle. And the idea of ever trying to fish out anything from it,
Yeah. Perfect savings.
yes, it's perfect.